What's up? It's Drumatic. This is Drumatic Reviews. Today we got Lil Peep and XXXtentacion, however you say his name. Now the reason I'm doing this song is because it just dropped. I know some people that love both these guys. When Lil Peep died, he kind of tripped me out because I was like, who is he? Had to dig into him. I didn't know much about him. Had a bigger following than I expected, so it was just kind of weird to me because I was like, man, how did I miss this? But when he died, it became extremely popular. And then X died, so now you got a song that just got released with 2 dead people in it, which I find is super interesting. So R.I.P. to both these guys, but let's check this song out. Now the way X was towards the end of his life, musically, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't really even any rapping in this song. When I heard it was Lil Peep and X in the same song, I figured it was probably just going to be some kind of like Foo Fighters type singing stuff. So that's what we're getting so far. Who knows, he might drop a verse in here somewhere. One of the things I respected the most about X was he had so many different styles. He was very versatile and he didn't just stick to one thing.
Rain keeps falling, just keep falling. Rain keeps falling, just keep falling.
God, X was a trippy dude. It's like when he came on the scene, everybody thought he was like this troublemaker, little punk, loudmouth troll who was just trying to get famous off everybody else. Next thing you know, he's preaching like good stuff. He's going on Instagram trying to get people off drugs, telling people to live right, not falling for certain movements, and doing everything that he felt was right. He stood up for himself. He always stood up for what was right, but he seemed so dark, so it was a very interesting combination. But there was something about his voice when he would sing songs like this. It's very soothing, and I can see why people were drawn to it. Even though they put a lot of effects on his voice, it's still your voice, and it still works a certain way with certain effects. So the sound that he has, I can kind of see why people like it. It's very soothing.
It's like walking a bed of nails. And I just can't keep on falling. Oh, oh, oh.
It's like a punk song, but I really like the beat. It's catchy. You know, I'm a hip-hop head. I still think the beat's pretty catchy. They're singing really well. They're staying in their range. They're doing a good job. Everything sounds clear. A lot of effects, but still sounds real good. It's all real cohesive so far. So yeah, I like the song.
I feel another shit because it's like, yo, like if I would have known he was so cool, and it's like, yo, if I would have watched interviews sooner, bro, we were so alike. It's unfortunate because it's like, yo, when people die, that's when we like, you know, because your remorse kind of makes you check them out.
It's a little creepy, but you know, there's a lot to be said about that. You know, it's like Biggie said, you're nobody till somebody kills you. I've had that conversation lots of my life with people, just about in general, about how people get overlooked for their whole career, and next thing you know they die and everyone kind of cares. And I'm not really sure why it is like that, except for just sometimes it takes something drastic for people to wake up and pay attention to you. So on a more positive note, I do think the beat's real catchy and like not a hip-hop beat at all, but maybe I'll cover this track. Maybe I'll spit a freestyle of this or something and upload it. It would be interesting. No one's gonna rap to this.
Keep on falling. Oh, oh, oh.
Well, that was Lil Peep and X with Falling Down. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if they were going to be rapping. I didn't know if they were going to be singing. Both these guys did both. I got respect for both of these guys for that exact reason. R.I.P. to both of them. It's heartbreaking that we lost two young guys that have so much art inside of them that just kind of bugs me in general. But other than that, let's break this down. So the beat, it was more of like a punk beat, not so much a hip-hop beat at all. But like I said, like that's what you would expect from these guys. So I'm going to give it for what it is and the genre that it is. I'm going to give it a 4. I thought it was catchy. I think people outside of the genre will like the beat. Lyrics, I felt like, you know, when you're dealing with rock music or punk music like that, you get a lot of like bridges that they just kind of sing over and over again, and choruses. And so I felt like for what it was, and I hate to use that word, but I stress that because I want people to know that I'm not comparing this to Metallica or something like that. I'm just trying to compare it to what it was. And to be honest, this is kind of a small genre. Wasn't a lot of people like Lil Peep and X. So I'm going to say it was average. It was a 3. They definitely just kind of, you know, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of lyrics. There was just a lot of singing, bridges and hooks over and over, it seemed like. The hook is real catchy, you know. That's supposed to be repetitive. You're supposed to hear that a lot, so I can get that. And I would give that a 4 because it was a good hook. I think it's the driving force of the song. And I always judge it on flow. Flow is always something. Now, it's kind of hard to judge somebody's flow when they're not actually like rapping or anything like that. But I can judge them off of the flow of the song. And so with that being said, I felt like it's very cohesive. It's very smooth. It was produced well. And the singing sounds nice. So everything sounds good about the song. So let's give it a 4. For this genre, for this kind of music, for both these guys being gone, I think it's a great score. Let's give them a 4. This is your boy Drumatic. This is Drumatic Reviews. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace.